Like most people, I first heard about this game when it was released in HD for PS3 and Xbox 360 in 2011. This is because, when Ubisoft first released the game in 2003, it received poor sales because it was unable to compete with other action platforming games at the time. Despite that, it's actually a really good game that has a classic charm and still holds up. After playing it for the first time this year, I can say that it is now easily one of my favorites. The story takes place on a planet called Hylis, and our main character is Jade, a young reporter who enjoys photography, martial arts, and the color green. The planet is in danger of attacks from a race of aliens called the Doms, but a military group known as the Alpha Sections always arrive and promise to protect the planet's inhabitants. Jade and her uncle pey'j, who's a pig man, are contacted by an agent from an underground rebel group called the Iris Network, and are invited to their hideout because, as it turns out, the Alpha Sections are actually part of a huge conspiracy. Jade agrees to join the Iris, and so what follows is a very fun and engrossing adventure. The world of Hylis is an absolute joy to explore. It's beautiful and full of life. There's even a day-to-night shift similar to that of Jak and Daxter. Jade is given a task to photograph all the animals on the planet, and this is one of the game's many strong points. They're all well designed, and give a great sense of atmosphere to the world. Some of them even require a bit of patience or strategy to locate. The overall gameplay is very comfortable. Jade can attack multiple enemies at a time, and she can focus attacking one while easily switching to another. It sort of feels like Assassin's Creed, but definitely not as strong. There are also a lot of stealth missions in the mix, and they're very satisfying, but again, not as strong as Assassin's Creed. Enemies you face range from Alpha Section soldiers, Doms creatures, and some animals, but your biggest enemy is the camera. This would probably be my only real complaint, because it's really jerky, and any slight movement causes it to fly straight up or down, and this can be very annoying during fights. There's also a hovercraft that you'll use a lot to travel around the area, and you'll need to upgrade in order to progress through the game. You buy upgrades at the Mamago garage, and they only accept currency in the form of pearls, so you'll be spending a lot of time collecting them throughout the game, but luckily, most of them are generally easy to acquire. There are a ton of side activities such as races and a handful of minigames as well. The soundtrack is great, upbeat, and memorable, and the characters that you come across are very well designed and voice acted, but for some reason not all of the dialogue that pops up is voiced, which I find a little inconsistent. Jade is a wonderful female protagonist. She's strong, supportive, and has a good heart, so it's really good to see Ubisoft create a strong female character, especially during 2003. The side characters are still pretty fun. pey'j gets a few good laughs, and his design is really cool. There's also another character named Double H who acts as Jade's companion for most of the game. I was concerned that he was going to be the killjoy, but no, I actually found him very entertaining. With all that said, I have to say that strangely, with the release in HD, it actually made this game better today than it ever was before in the past. When it first came out, it was released to a saturated market of platform games, so not a lot of people paid it much attention. Now, the gameplay is still very functional, and it's very refreshing to see an old-school platformer. It's the exact same game, but by giving it this much creativity and memorability, it surprisingly became greater and stands out among the saturated market of shooter games today. Even the plot and concept have aged well. At first, a conspiracy plot was a little hard to care about, but now after several movies and other games have touched on the subject since, players can now connect with it easier, and by comparison, it holds a unique charm. I would strangely say that this game is easily one of the best I've played in recent years. It's got good characters, a great atmosphere, and awesome gameplay elements, so download it today and see what everyone else is talking about.
You know this DeCastellat guy?
Huh? Can't go there, Jade. Smells like a trap. It's too dangerous.
Are you loco? We need some dinero to protect us from those stinking Doms.
Don't you worry, pey'j. Everything will be fine. If you want, I'll go alone.
No, it's just... Okay, we'll go together. But I'm sticking to you like bees on honey, whether you like it or not. Segundo, check over this computer and download a complete version of your OS. You'll be able to take a look at it, Jade. As for me, I'll try to get that stupid hovercraft up and running. Jesus, I'm here, otherwise this whole place is...